Tulsi Gabbard is taking a couple weeks off due to, well, she's serving the country is what she's doing. Yeah, Anna Navarro on The View.
The Trojan horse thing, maybe I'm paranoid, but, you know, after Jill Stein, I am paranoid.
That's right.
And there's a ton of, there's a lot of writings on it today, on Tulsi. And I'm seeing people who used to dislike her tremendously, now all of a sudden like her.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of writings in things like Russia Today. There's a lot of Russian bot traffic around Tulsi.
Anna Navarro on The View. Yeah, while you are doing whatever you're doing, going to get a mani and a pedi, you know, Tulsi Gabbard's in Indonesia, running training exercises. Yeah, Joy Behar, The View.
Republicans will start throwing money at her. The Republicans like her, and they're going to start throwing money at her.
And you know what?
So just
God
keep your eye
forbid
on her
any
out
Republican.
Yeah, Joy Behar, The View. While you're sitting on your, whatever that is, doing whatever it is you're doing, Tulsi Gabbard's serving her country right now. In fact, she had to stop her presidential campaign at a very pivotal moment in order to do what? What's she doing? You battle axes. What is she doing? Oh, that's right. She's doing something you or I never had the guts to do, which is serve our country in a way that could cost you life. In fact, my cousin died on a training exercise. Yeah, like soldiers lose their lives in exercises because it's not the exercises like 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato. It's not doing Pilates. They're actually working with artillery, heavy guns, mobiles, all types of equipment. So it's risking your life to even be around such. But you wouldn't know anything about that, ladies of The View, would you? But you like to smear. Right there, true, Sonny.
Republicans like Tulsi.
The Republicans
Now.
like her, and you know, I think she's a real Trojan horse here because when you look at her record in particular, Tulsi Gabbard wanted to come for her because she is more of a fringe candidate because her numbers are very low.
And I think that the idea that because she got a big hit on Kamala, now she's a Russian stooge.
We have to make
No,
some
I'm not
money.
saying that.
Somebody
I'm
has to
saying
make-
I'm
Here's
what's happening now, y'all.
Right there, true, Sonny. When you like smearing, don't you? Well, I just think she's suspecting. It's really weird that she doesn't fall in line like the rest of them. She doesn't. I don't know what it is. It's really scary. I'm really concerned. About what? Republican talking point, garbage talking, smear. No, actually, that's not Republican talking point. Smear talking point from Democrats. Anyway, back to Tulsi Gabbard. She was squeezing a visit to the Hawkeye State for the Iowa State Fair before she leaves later this week, a campaign spokesman told the Washington Examiner on Tuesday. But yeah, she will take 2 weeks off from the 2020 Democratic presidential campaign to join the Army National Guard for a training exercise in Indonesia. So, you know, she's been treated so well. Things have gone so well since she called out Kamala Harris. I know she just wants a break, you know, from all of the love that she's been receiving. Yeah, it's not like people are dredging up old conversations with dictators and smearing her as some type of apologist for someone that she can neither knight nor dislike or nor prop up. Like, what could she do? Like, this whole Assad thing, I'm trying to figure out, like, what are you saying she did? Oh, you're saying she had a different thought. Because she couldn't actually do anything. She's not in a position where she could give Assad anything or help him in any way. You're not even accusing her of that. You're accusing her of thinking differently than you, having a different opinion than you. Just to highlight how horrible they've been, guys. Now, I want you to see this, but I don't want you to get mad at me and throw nothing at the screen. But I want you to see this.
I'm talking about one specific thing. All of that is completely valid and does not need any benefit to Bashar al-Assad. On your website, I don't understand why you have information on there that questions the notion that Assad is responsible for things that the U.S. intel and the United Nations intel believe he's responsible for. You don't need to defend him to make your argument. I don't understand why you do.
I've never defended Assad.
The stuff on the website questions the legitimacy of his connection to the attacks.
What you're referring to are cynicisms, a skepticism that I have expressed because I've served in a war that was caused by people who lied to us,
yes,
who lied to the American people,
understood,
who presented false evidence that members of Congress and U.S. senators believed and voted for a war that resulted in the loss of lives of over 4,000 of my brothers and sisters in uniform. The very first thing I did every single day when I served in Iraq in that field medical unit during the height of that war in 2005 was go through a list name by name of every American casualty and injury that had occurred in the previous 24 hours. I know the cost of war in a way that none of those other people on that stage last night can understand. So yes, I will always ask the tough questions. I will ask for the evidence. And as we're seeing, evidence is constantly coming through. It's our responsibility as lawmakers and as leaders in this country to make sure that our U.S. military is not being activated and deployed to go to war unless we are certain, A, that it serves the best interests of the American people, and B, that action will actually have a positive impact.
That's why we argue on this show all the time.
The questions I'm raising are based on this experience that I've had.
I hear you.
Of making
I would argue
sure
that what's
we are
on the
doing
website
the right thing.
isn't just raising questions, it's speculating in a way that isn't based by fact. But we've discussed that, and I don't want to spend all the time on it. And we argue on this show all the time.
Let me just point you to two quick things. Let me just point you to two quick things on that.
Go ahead.
Can I point you to two quick things on that? There was a report that was recently sent out from the OPCW, the UN's organization responsible for investigating incidents of chemical weapons attacks, that brings into light a lot of different evidence that wasn't previously reported. And secondly, there's a professor from MIT who has also been an expert in missile attacks and chemical weapons, who's also shed a lot of light on this. What I'm saying is
they've raised some questions about what the dynamic
evidence
is there. Nobody's exonerating Assad. Let me ask you something else, Congresswoman. Why do you think Senator Harris didn't have specific responses for you last night? And what do you think last night means to you going forward?
That's a great question that I wish someone would ask Senator Harris.
Yeah, that's a great question. Great question that maybe Chris should have started off his stupid tirade, his badgering of Assad, this smearing garbage. Maybe he should have started off his interview with that. Yeah, maybe we should have began. And that shows you everything you need to know, right? She's on this show after a debate that millions of people saw, where she called out a sitting senator of one of the largest states in the United States, a popular politician in the name of Kamala Harris. Top 5 Kamala is in the race for the Democratic nomination. I think you got to give her that. And instead of you starting with, hey, what about that dust up on the debate stage in front of the whole world, you start with 3-year-old conversation. And people, she's not the only person that went to Syria. She didn't go alone on some clandestine meet in the middle of the night. She went with like a group of people, an envoy, a bunch of people. More than just her went there. Dennis Kucinich went, who they also tanked there in Ohio, right? Tanked the hell out of him. Point is this. Chris Cuomo, hack. Point is this. Chris Cuomo, hack. Hack job. Bad Chris, bad shield. Not even good at defending it or hiding it. Obvious shillmanship. Not journalism, Schillerism. Yeah, propaganderism. She points out that, hey, you asked me why I would meet with Assad and why I'm not sold on the idea. Well, remember Iraq? Remember that? Remember how they lied to us about Iraq, got us to go to war? It turns out there was no weapons of mass destruction. And Chris is like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they were wrong. They lied to us. Well, I'm just saying, I want to be sure. No, you can't be sure. Being sure now is treasonous. It's wrong to want to be sure now. But you just said you understood that with Iraq, right? That we thought we were sure. And then we find out our information was faulty. And yeah, you're right. That's what happened. Well, why don't you want to be more circumspect now? Why can't we be more prepared? Why can't we be, a little, hesitant and evaluate things? Be a little bit more critical. Oh, no. That's military-industrial complex written all over it. That's Chris Cuomo taking it from the military-industrial complex. That's what that is.
Oh, you little maggot! You make me want to vomit!
Thank you, sir. Can I have another? Thank you, sir. Can I have another? So the OCPW investigated the claims, and they have come up with it inconclusive. That's not good because you wanted war on inconclusive. And it was weird that, we were sending inspectors down, and just as we were sending inspectors down, you decided to drop bombs anyway. Isn't that strange? Not to Chris Cuomo, because Chris Cuomo wants a job. Chris Cuomo has a job. His job is to do whatever he needs to do to keep his job. People tell you that selling out is something that's, that is reserved for just one group of people or one group, one race, one anything. Don't you buy it. He sells out everybody with that. That interview is horrible. All right.